As COVID-19 infection cases in the country have gone down drastically in the last few weeks, tourists from the plains are thronging famous hill stations, especially Manali in Himachal Pradesh. The delayed monsoon and scorching heat have also played a major role in the increased influx of tourists to the hill state. Apart from Manali, other hill stations like Shimla, Kufri, Narkanda, Dalhousie, and Lahaul are among the favorite destinations of the visitors. People associated with the tourism business see a ray of hope of recovering their losses due to the pandemic induced lockdown as the occupancy in the hotels has increased in the past few days. However, with the increase in influx of tourists to the hill stations, authorities are now scrambling to ensure implementation of COVID protocols amid fears of an impending third wave of coronavirus infections. Social media platforms in the last few days have been abuzz with pictures from the markets and streets of Manali. While many users expressed concerns over the violation of COVID protocols by the tourists, others grabbed the opportunity to create memes to take a swipe at the carelessness by the tourist. One of the users highlighted the fact that though politicians were responsible for the rallies and Kumbh Mela during the second wave of the pandemic, what explanation can people give for such COVID inappropriate behavior now? Meanwhile, experts have been advising against large crowds ever since the pandemic reached India. The two earlier waves of COVID-19, the first after huge gatherings during last year's festive season in September-October, and the second after crowds during Kumbh Mela earlier this year, have made it clear that the disease gets a fresh lease of life every time social distancing norms are violated. This time, amid the ongoing heat wave in North India, a sea of people are now reaching tourist hotspots. The other reason behind the influx of tourists is the state government's decision to withdraw the condition of negative RT-PCR report and e-COVID pass to enter the hill state, where the economy is heavily dependent on tourism. The tourism sector in Himachal Pradesh contributes 7% of the state's GDP. Many on social media have also called out the insensitive behavior of the people who are putting lives at risk. A senior police officer of Himachal Pradesh called the crowds in Manali tourism with a vengeance and indirectly urged people to not rush to the state amid the pandemic. Over 10,000 vehicles crossed Parvano towards Shimla over the weekend. Hotels, homestays are all packed to the capacity, even in remote corners of Shimla and Kinnaur, the officer posted on Twitter. He urged people to consider the impact on Himachal Pradesh as well. Though COVID caused an 81% decline in tourist arrival in last year, it has also seen a fair share of COVID. The total numbers were 24,96,207. Himachal Pradesh reported 158 fresh coronavirus cases and one death on Monday, while 165 patients recovered in the state.
Now be the first to know about the latest updates on our new news app. Go on your Android or iOS, search for HW News Network. Download our app, choose the language you prefer to get updates in, and be up to date with the latest news.